Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing us how to make this half circle skirt, as you can see me wearing on the screen, which is what I wore on the first Sunday of this year 2026 to church. So how to determine the way to fold the fabric, as you can see on the screen, is it's one fold, and then I'm going to measure the circumference of my waist, which is 35 inches. The length I'm going to be using for this skirt is 37 inches plus 1 inch sewing or folding allowance. So that 35 inches I used for my waist, I'm going to divide that by 3.14 and I'm going to get 11 inches. That 3.14 is to get the pi, or to get the circumference when you're making a half circle. So 3.14 divided by 35 is 11 inches. So I'm going to fold that fabric, so the 11 inches plus the 8 inches is 49 inches. So that's what you're going to fold like twice. When you folded it twice, you're going to form the triangle as well. So right now I'm going to be taking all the measurements straight on the fabric. So I'm doing the 11 inches, which is my waist circumference, which is the half circle waist circumference on. And then next thing is I'm going to be doing the length of the skirt, which is 38 inches, add an additional 1 inch for sewing and hemming allowance. So while all that measurement has been taken on, I'm going to cut all that measurement from the fabric. Now I've opened up the fabric, and then I'm going to find the midpoint, as you can see me doing, and I'm also going to snip that midpoint just so I know where the center back is and where I'm going to be cutting open for the zipper. Now the next thing is I'm going to cut the sides open just so I can add pockets to the skirt, because I plan to have pockets on. So to get where your pockets are going to be is 4 inches from the top of the waist. I'm marking that on the fabric, and then I'm just going to snip it ever so slightly, just so when I take this to my sewing machine, I know where I'm going to start adding the pockets. So that is the main fabric done now, and it's time for me to do the pockets. So I'm just using my hand as a pattern, put that on, and then I've just cut that out, 4 pieces of for the pockets. Now I'm just putting that pocket on the skirts from that 4 inches I measured earlier, and then I'm going to pin that in place. I'll do the same thing for all 4 pockets. I'm going to take that to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to get that sewn. The next thing I'm going to cut out now is the waistband. So it's going to be my waist circumference, which is 35 inches plus an additional 2 inches for the zipper allowance that I'm going to be using. So I'll mark that measurement on the fabric, and then the width that I'm going to be using for this waistband piece is going to be 7 inches. So it's going to be 3 inches folded and the remaining ½ inch on each side sewn directly to the skirts. So I'm just measuring 7 inches, straight line across all the way, and then I'm going to cut this waistband piece out. Okay, so after I have finished cutting this waistband piece out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add interface on. So interface is something you'd add to the fabric just so it has a bit more weight. I would iron that onto the fabric, and then I would iron a ½ inch on both sides after I add the interface, just so it holds on or stays on nicely. I'll add that onto the skirt, and then I would show you what it looks like after I have finished sewing the skirts. Sewing the pockets onto the skirts, and also sewing the waistband piece onto the skirt. So right now I'm just ironing the waistband piece, as you can see me doing on the screen. So while all that sewing is now done, I have added the waistband piece to the skirts, but I did not do it as one full strip because I'm trying to work on my weight, and I want that when I lose weight, I'm able to adjust the waist to suit my new weight every time I reduce my size, so which is why I did not do one full strip. So you can either do it this way, where you do the front piece and then you do the 2 back pieces, or you can do one full strip. Either way works depending on what you're trying to achieve. So now that I finished doing the waistband, I am going to add the zipper to it at the back. So I'm going to be using a 9-inch zipper, and then I would sew the remaining sides of the skirt. The other thing I've also done is I have hemmed the bottom of the skirt, so I do not need to worry about that now. So the skirt is finally completed. This is such an easy project to do. If you manage to sew something like this, let me know how it goes and let me know if this was an easy tutorial to follow. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and thanks for watching up to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.